Hello, gamers. We're back with some more game. Surprise, surprise. However, we are not gonna play 10v10s. At least that's not what I planned. I think it was in the last stream where, because it took us ages to find the lobby or a game, I built this Scania armor deck. So why not do like an armored stream today, huh? I plan to do at least for the start, 1v1 ranked. Maybe we'll pop into some public team game lobbies or something. Who knows? But yeah, that's gonna be the deck, the first deck that we're gonna be running. I put in the LRBV, yeah, LRBV 701 in there. I'll admit I have barely used this unit, but might not be not too bad. Ooh, I just realized. I mean, horrible off-road speed, sure, but I didn't realize your autonomy was this bad. Oh well, it is what it is. You get plenty of it up better though. 9 of them. They're dirt cheap. Fire only one missile per salvo, which is their biggest downside, but keeps them cheap, I suppose. How do they even compare to, let's say, hold on a second. Let's see. Roll air defense missile. There's like the trucks, like this thing here. Yeah. There's more variations on that. This one, for example, fires in a salvo of 2. Aren't there more? I mean, there's the Hypnorid that the Poland gets that has like Strela 2s. When war not 10v10 destruction stream? Presumably never. So for the same price, the LRBV gains range, HP and armor, and that's basically it. Maybe not the best trade. I mean, you lose salvo length of 2. You lose 10% accuracy. You lose fire and forget. You lose road speed and off-road speed. Range can be nice though. I don't know, we'll see how it performs. No 10v10s today, Seohyun. I've been missing you the last 2 times. Nobody was there to carry me, so that's why we lost all the time. You disappoint me. And my day is ruined. Thanks to you. That's that in terms of cheap AA, not much else. There is this thing here, but on paper, it really doesn't look too bad, right? At least at first glance, maybe. But then, let me open the armory tool. Then you start slowly realizing just how truly bad this is. I mean, on the one hand, right, 10 points, 2,450 meter range versus helicopters, 1.5 HE. Maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it's not too bad. Let me open. Hopefully you can see this, and hopefully I don't show anything that I shouldn't show. There you go. I should and could make this a bit bigger, I think. There you go. Oh. There you go. So, what do we have, right? It has a shot reload of 1.6, which is pretty bad. Right? The LVKV, which already fires pretty slowly, has 1 second, which is pretty high, meaning 1 second between each individual shot, right? If you look at quote-unquote normal specs, like a Gepard, we get 0.4, something like a Shelka has 0.2, right? So 1.6 is bad. It's really bad. Basically constant 1.6 shot reload, right? It fires 4 in the salvo, and after the salvo it again has to reload for 1.6, right? So assuming it doesn't, get a morale penalty, it has a straight up, like, every 1.6 seconds a shot is coming out. Okay. But measly 1.6, measly 10% accuracy. And then, look at the veterans here, right? I can't, it's not green, it's grayed out here, so it's a bit hard to see, but 18 rookie, 14 trained. So you have, like, on the space veterans here, it doesn't even get, like, a accuracy bonus, like almost anything else. It comes on trained per default. And then it's probably still not too bad for its price, in all honesty. But then you realize you only get 18 or 14 of them, and that's not a lot when the thing costs 10 points, and it's like so bad on its own. Right, sure, an M41A1 also costs only 10 points, and you only get 14, but a single M41A1 is actually useful, right? It actually provides a benefit. Whereas this thing is just, even for base defense, it's just horrible. Like, it's just, I can't begin to even like describe how utterly disappointing it is. Admittedly, it has a decent splash radius. But my goodness. And the other issue is, of course, with only 1 armor and 1000 meter range and a horrible off-road rate of fire, it's useless against ground targets, right? LEV is gonna drive by and kill it, and with 1 armor, it's not gonna really survive anything. Other spanks, not even the LVKV, but like even the VAC 40 at least has 2 front armor. Stuff like the Gepard has 3 front armor, right? It is really not worth it. Now, nobody brought it up. I just made it up in my head, but before anyone was gonna mention it. I'd rather put in this. It might sound stupid, but I'd rather put in this. Why? Because for one, you get a lot more of them. But also, especially in forests, if you have 2 or 3 of them, they're really good at stunning helicopters. Yes, you're probably gonna lose 1 or 2 of them because they have like no survivability, but you have so many of them around, and they actually have a really good rate of fire. Take a look at it. Right? 0. That's the same rate of fire as a Shilka, right? It's really high. And a salvo length of 40. It's gonna shoot it's gonna get 40 shots out with that rate of fire before it has reload, right? So yes, it's literally useless versus planes. Against helicopters, you're always gonna be outranged. But again, in these scenarios, like when it's like a deep-ish forest or something that a helicopter would have to fly over in order to, like, let's say, kill or spot your CV, that's where they're really, really good. It's a niche, like quite the niche, but they are very good for the niche. So I'd rather put in something like this, because at least in these scenarios, this is gonna provide value. We are in Q, right? Okay, we are. Just unlucky. And that's basically it when it comes to cheap AA. Oh, wait, you get this in Armored? I always forget. About that thing. That's actually, I very rarely use it because I'm not a huge fan, but a Greyhound has bullied me with this a while ago, so that's actually like the same rate of fire as an LVKV, 20% accuracy, 1 HE, 20 millimeter means it has a pretty bad splash radius, I think, compared to other specs, because it's directly tied to the caliber as far as I remember. It might not be too bad. It is wheeled, right? It has extended ground range, although with its horrible survivability, that's not gonna come into too much effect. It's literally a 20mm gun, right? I mean, this might be better than this thing here, but I just want to give this little guy a shot, and maybe the autonomy is worth it over 6 additional missiles and the MG, I suppose. But let's give this a shot. I believe in it. Look at the scope, it's a plate. Yeah, that thing here. It's just a plate. Oh, well done, Eugen. That's hilarious. I mean, it's gotta be like from European escalation. Oh yeah, so that's the funny thing, right? See-through glass, I suppose, if you want to call it that, which, well, let's call it normal glass, right? But in terms of wargame models, right, see-through glass, like you see on the Fennec here, is actually only a thing for new Red Dragon models. Older models, like this one you can see, doesn't have see-through glass. And those are all the Allen Battles and European escalation models. And presumably, that LVKV, that 10-point garbage thing, is from Allen Battle, almost certainly. Alright, see what we get. 10% accuracy means 4 hits per minute. Yeah, practically. A second lieutenant. Okay. Well, okay, that's a funny thing, right? That's our tank CV that has worse availability than our IFV CV actually is also worse survivability. Although it's only back and top armor, which most of the time, outside of clusters and the occasion like bomber or artillery, doesn't matter. So in the case of a base CV against healer rushes, I'd probably prefer the M48 for its 50 cal, although that's also worse speed. Alright, obviously when I start with a Scout Defender, if you have a cheap healer like that, Scout Healer, always worth to do that. Let's start with this. It has horrible autonomy and speed, so we might as well get one in the base immediately. Given that we are playing armored, I want to see if I can make push work here. Relatively close range. So, let's get some of these 1A1 NOs. For 45 points, they have 15 AP, which is really good, right? I think every 81 and later 105mm tank in NATO at least, maybe all of the game, the full game, has at least 15 AP. 86 onwards is a guaranteed 16 AP, and 91 onwards it's 17 AP. Right, that's why they have 17 AP. And that helped a lot for these cheap tanks. They standardized like these ammo rounds in one of the later patches. Tanks that benefited a lot from that. I think the tank that, if I remember correctly, had the biggest jump in terms of AP was, I think, the tank tab AMX 10 RCSB from like 12 to 16. And for mid, let's get some 103Ds. Obviously, we gotta get an automatic. We need a mortar. When you're playing armored, you need a mortar desperately. Obviously, we need some spam. Let's get some of these guys back in there. Let's get some AA. More spam. Let's get some M41s in mid as well, though. Alright. Only starting with one CV. I would like to start with two. So, let's take it a bit slower, huh? We don't really have that many. Oh, I should totally use this more. So I said this recently. Like, it's a really good tank, and I said in a comment a bit before that, which is why I wanted to build this deck. It's a really good tank that you just don't see very often, because Scandi, which is at the strongest when playing unspec or mech, has the M41A1 and so many other strong fire support options that it's not really worth putting it into your tank tab. And meaning that outside of blue armored, despite this being so good, you won't see it very often. So I want to make some use of it, good use of that, hopefully. Screw it, let's just start with one CV. I'm too lazy to adjust my start. That said, I could just, you know, do something like not really that much cheaper. Alright, whatever. Good luck and fun. Let's just have it in the bank, so in case there's heat rush or something, we have something in our back pocket.
Check kigger den. Overall.
M41s, put like one in there, one in there. We have no recon infantry, meaning our optics are actually not that great. But we have spam. Spam is good. Let's just spread these around. Alright, doesn't look like a healer rush. Oh, I forgot about you. Oh, by the way, hello, Philip Lords. I saw that earlier, I just decided to not respond for no good reason. Sorry. Got something like this here. It's a hind. Ooh. Oh, this is bad, actually. Oh, ammo box hit. Oh, we got a crit? Very nice. Oh, you already... Oh, I already love ya. Already love ya. That's a push over there. Get some lift garden in here. Place you in there. Get some spam.
Vi har bedre udsyn derfra.
I want to make sure that we stay at a reasonable range with the CV90, so the VDV aren't gonna just wreck us.
Spejderne er klar.
Because they're so cheap and because one of them is not really gonna stop much, let's get another one in our base. And another one.
Hvor er taxi køen? Ja, hvor vil du egentlig?
Unfortunately, reserves are really slow.
I vil være blinde uden.
That's the OSA, I think. Look, the missiles looked. I only really paid attention to missiles, not really much of the chassis. But the missiles look too small to be like a book. And, okay, that's a BMPT. And you obviously can't see the missiles on a tour, really. Well, not like that at least. You only see like the tips.
Etablerer luftforsvar.
That's very cool. Scratch it in the
Har du brug for
water.
ekstra øjne?
Me likey. Oh, is this a side shot? Oh, that was a side shot.
Bombtrapper er aktiveret.
103 is really good. Of course, sometimes it's really annoying to not have a turret and stabilizer, but in other times, or in so many other situations, it can be just so strong. What are your optics? Yeah, poor. It's a Vasilek mortar. Get an early CV.
Er det ikke en krig?
It's a T80 of some sorts, I think. Gotta be careful. I think they were motor strike in 90. Yep, there they are. You don't get base motor strike in the BTR ADA.
What's the ball?
Oh, that's a poor T80A.
Okay, what's the ball?
The rate of fire is just crazy good. In a situation like this, for example, turret would be nice because I could still like have the front show towards this way while I give support at that weird angle to down there. Without with fire support there. Let's not forget our M48s. Unload you. Actually put you in here. I think that's more important. That we don't get cut off there.
Okay,
Well, Striking 90, they're not horrible, but range, of course, is a big issue, which means that in situations like this, I can shoot at them before they even are in range with the RPG-7, which I would also probably miss anyway, given its horrible accuracy. And they're like line infantry that are also down with it. Very inconsistent, but at the same time, like very cheap for their 24 AP. So you're spotted, which honestly I don't care about.
nogen som ringte til drosje.
You can all fire in there, which is good because it's obviously for non-amphibious units the only way to cross. They actually managed to use up all the ammo, like 30% base accuracy, militia. Also kind of to be expected. Is there an upside to no turret and stabilizer? Basically no. In some situations, of course. What it allows you to do is if you want to follow a tank or something, or like make sure you shoot at a tank and nothing else so you don't waste your reload. As long as you move, of course, and right click on something, you will not like shoot at anything else and thus waste your reload on that. So in these rare situations, can of course be useful. But generally speaking, I'd always rather have a turret and stabilizer. But of course, it has 15 RPM to make up for it, so that helps. and not shown, it has a better
Afventer ordre.
acceleration as well. 103D mobility. Acceleration 37, deceleration 50. Time. Oh god. Time to turn 3, right? 3753. Let's take a look at the Leopard 2. Right? Slower acceleration, same deceleration. So the 103 accelerates faster and turns faster. to sort of make up for it. Fun fact, chieftains, for example, or like older tanks as well, tend to turn slower, right? If you look at this here, Temps Demi-Tour, right? 7 turns really slowly. Challengers as well, generally speaking. Ooh. I should probably focus a bit on the game. Chimera, I believe, also turns faster. Right now, hopefully we can change there.
Hvad kan infanteriet gøre for dig? Eller for dig?
Let's see if we can push here a bit. I mean, it is an ancient, yes, sometimes it can be handy, but on average, right, you'd still have a turret or stabilizer. That's why sometimes, like, you know, in these rare situations, it can be handy to have a stabilization malfunctioning. Of course, you know, what you can do is just turn off your gun so you don't shoot it, but the moment, it's hard to like know when you're in range again to turn it on, and you still have to like click on the gun and then right click on the enemy unit to make sure you still don't waste it, yada yada yada. So technically you can do that, but it's just very, okay, that's bad, very iffy to do. Something like this here. These 3 won't really stop a proper helo cheese. And of course, exactly in situations like this, you have to really be aware to have a chance to actually fire back, which, you know. Oh, he just fucked himself with that smoke. Oh, and I just almost fucked my automatic with it. Okay, I was like, what is it firing again on, right? Because the 103Ds are still moving. The automatic is... Oh my god, poor guy.
Hvad kan infanteriet gøre for dig? Eller for dig?
Right? For example, if I had not paid attention there, my 103Ds would have, if not killed, at least been severely damaged while reversing. Oh, look at that as well. What is it, Jalo? Jalos saved my like airborne games. Let's get another supply and some M41s.
Afventer ordre.
You haven't fired, have you? No.
Var det alltid mig. Ordre.
Okie dokie.
Afventer ordre.
I wonder where all this stuff here is.
Er det ikke en krig?
Just rerouted. Maybe those T-64Bs and the OBR were from here and then eventually moved up there. I lost one of them, unfortunate. That's presumably an infantry CV. That's why sometimes it can be really like quite a detriment to have a helicopter or your CV. Of course, it's honestly still good to have it, but if you can put in 2 cards, yeah, see, that's very obvious. If you can put in 2 cards of infantry CVs, for one because you have the activation points, but also because you're playing a coalition that offers both, or a deck in general doesn't have to be coalition. It can be really nice to have one in the ground transport as well, because it's more stealthy, and especially if you're fighting like near a front line, safer as well, so it doesn't get shot down. But here we know exactly where the CV is, right? Wait, what? Why is this guy not getting finished up? There. Okay, that was weird. Yep, dead.
Okay, vad support?
Sucks for the sec. What did you kill? You didn't fire just now, did you? I mean, I heard something fire, which I guess was the automatic. Now that I think about it, the bang, bang, bang. I don't know what it killed. The MTV there? Oh, I forgot about you as well. Get one of you out there. And just place you in here for the time being.
Deling er klar og parat.
You're getting shot from. Oh, is it a Jalo? No. Must have been a pretty heavy. Must have been the OBR. It was 3 side armor to 1 down to 1 HP. Must be something like 20 AP. Because 21 would kill. And if it's an OBR 89, which I think it was, I don't think it was an 87. It does have 20 AP. There's a missile, which is basically exactly enough to get it down to 1 HP, assuming max range, of course. Does sound like a nerd? That's because I am one, okay? Smoke this off. The two T64 BVs, 260. Oh, hold on. Those are two T64 Bs, which is a massive difference to the BV, right? BV has 17 armor and 20 AP. T64B has 13 armor. I think 13. I think it's 13. 13 armor, 16 AP, and 2100 meters range. Vastly different tanks, and we killed both of them, right? We killed them when we reversed here with the 103Ds and told them to stop moving. Now we don't know what's in there. So that's presumably like a ground CV, or like a non-infantry CV, because you know Soviets only get 1 card and we didn't spawn another helicopter, or it was like loaded, unloaded. Yada yada yada. You get what I'm trying to get at, right? But no, that was not a T64. What am I losing them to? I'm spooked. Move, move, move. Oh, okay. Conquers. I placed it a bit off. Oh. Alright, now let's... Assuming there's nothing to ambush us, let's see some kinetic scaling at work. From those conquers. You move down here because it's gonna force it to move that way. That was not the... That was the supply truck. Damn. Strong as... Kapow. That's one of the many reasons why, of course, you should have infantry support for your tanks. Or, well, any kind of support really, but mainly infantry support. Something, something, combined arms, blah blah blah. Oh, that BP is just gonna destroy us. The nerd was right. That's why I'm a nerd. Of course I know him, he's me. Oh no, 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 no. Yes, Scout Defender, yes. Oh, those poor VDV, they almost got my automatic. You saw them aiming, right? I don't think they fired. It didn't look like they fired, but sometimes the game is lying to you and doesn't actually display the effect of, like, the visual effect of them firing. But they were so close. They were so close of getting that shot off, and they almost certainly would have killed me. Because, you know, their amazing accuracy, of course. It's a... Oh, no. That's a panic buy if I've ever seen one. And it barely killed anything. Oh, was it a BRDM-3? Yeah. There's also the BMPT here. Scout Defender was such a hero. Oh yeah, it really was. There's still the BMPT here, isn't there? Alright, what armor deck should I play next? You have like 1 minute to say in chat what you want to see, because that's how long I'm probably gonna need here in this post-game screen. I mean, the LRP, maybe I'll just do blue armored, so I can still put this one in. East German armored. Razzmann, why don't you play Warno? but Warno user, huh? Oh, USSR. Um, I don't enjoy Warno as much as Red Dragon. I just think, for what I want from, Eugen's games, Red Dragon just offers the closest thing to what I want. And that, of course, has some stuff that I like, but it has a lot more stuff that I don't like. And the few things that it offers over Red Dragon are just too small, have too small of an impact on the actual game for me to, make me play it over this one when I can just play this. Oh, he killed another CV in MTV. Oh, also was Space Conkers. Like the way Warno currently is to me, to maybe put it into different terms, is assuming you have the just purely hypothetical, right? It's not, of course, how it actually is. Just for the sake of reasoning, say you have the Google Pixel 10 as your smartphone, right? And Google decided to bring out the Google Pixel 11 or Google Pixel 10X or whatever, and it's, let's say you mainly use it to play mobile games or whatever, right? So it offers you a worse processor, but gives you a better camera. To put it like very simplistic. I don't really care much about the camera. I mainly use my Google Pixel 10 or whatever for gaming, so why would I switch? That's essentially how it is. How Warner is to me. Anyway. USSR, US, Red Dragon, Czech, Germany, East Germany, French, but no headphone check. I do have, I recently did switch from the Samsung S8 to the Google Pixel 6, and I do, in fact, unfortunately, have no headphone jack, although I haven't used for my phone. I haven't used one. I've used Bluetooth headphone in ears for a while now, so it wasn't a huge deal to me. France. France Armored could be, French Armored could be fun. Nothing really was mentioned multiple times, so I'm gonna go French Armored for now. And then maybe East Germany. East Germany should be cool as well. On Baguette Armored. I'm not racist, I swear. Armored. You get the MX10 RSSB. Yes. This one, like I said, fairly certain had 12 AP before the 105mm gun standardization that is for like 9081 onwards. Let's see, is there like a good example? Oh, those are heat, they don't count. It's only for kinetic guns. Okay, that's interesting. This one only has 12. Hold on, I'm just curious. Oh, maybe they did it for like... No, but then why does this one get like 60? I don't know why this one only has 12, right? Because... Let's just put this in for now. It should, I'm pretty sure, according to Eugen's rules, which, it's not like the first time they would break their own rules, should have gotten the AP update as well. Oh well. Where was my deck? I have way too many decks. So many decks that I don't even play anymore. But deleting decks takes so much effort. I should just sort by spec. Alright, you only get 2 CVs, so we're forced to use them. I might actually put this in, not because I like it, but because we're gonna have 60 activation points in a national deck. And there are rare situations where this can actually be useful. I got a Pixel Pro, 6 Pro, love it, they're great phones. And it's the first time I'm using Pixel. My dad also switched to a Samsung phone, to a new Samsung phone around the same time. I've never appreciated just how nice it is to have just a clean, basic, not filled with garbage, stock Android from the get-go. The amount of shit that is installed and like required to be used on stuff like Samsung, oh my god. I don't even want you in the MX10. Okay, what do I even want? I need reservists. I want manpads. I want, I think, ATGM spam. I don't think I want strong hitting ATGMs. And then I think just these 2 cards, right? One base, so we have some cheap LRAC F1. And then one of the MX10P, so we get some MX10Ps because they're pretty good, honestly. Kind of underrated. You know what? We're gonna spam these guys. This would be a very strong combination if they had like even just the basic M72 law. This is one of the worst launchers in the game. If it wasn't for that, I think that combination would be very, very strong. It still is quite good. And probably like balance wise, where it should be. And LRM, of course, Holland 3. Do we need 2 cards? 4 is plenty, yes? Oh, I remember you don't get a mortar in this. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Old Galaxy A40. Oh, friends, I don't even know. I'm not really too much into experience when it comes to phones. I really stopped like having any clue when they started introducing the A line for Samsung. This is just a horrible tank. I refuse to use it. This is actually not too bad. That's medium optics for 40 points in 7 hours. And a kinetic gun. Keep in mind, by the way, just in case you don't know, the French tanks, these are coaxial guns. They cannot use their autocannons at the same time as the main gun. You know, you can also see like that these are the autocannons, right? They're right on the turret. Oh no, that's the one. I was like, that doesn't look right. It's just a 2D thing. There it is. So you know, there's no turret on it. It's a cannon, wheel array. I do like me some Hussards 85, honestly. Free upgrade from the base Hussards, price-wise. MX-13 is gonna be good. I might even want to upgrade this. Vehicle. This is one of the few non-DLC vehicles that can actually use its gun and autocannon at the same time. Cassiopeia, of course. I do prefer the Hot 1 or the Hot 2. Rafale, RDI, Super Dart, F1. Oh, we don't actually have the points. Never mind. Goodbye, supply helicopter. F1 CT, and we need 3 more points. I definitely want those 5 planes. I think I'm gonna get rid of a tank. This is a 2 AP tank slot. I always forget. Roland, you're gonna have to go. Which means we can put in a tank again. And seed. I would then again, you know what? No, I'm gonna use Napalm. You see Napalm playing so rarely, and the Mirage 3C is one of the few good ones on Blue 4. So we're gonna use it. And time we can put this one back in. I wish MX-40 had 13 front armor. Honestly, same. I also wish they would put these into Moto. Well, I used to wish, now I don't wish, because Yuriko Moto is probably in a pretty good state balance-wise. I still think Eurocore is a bit overrated, but I more and more get the feeling that I'm still underrating it, so that's probably the case. It's still played a lot and still played successfully by good players as well. Hello, M1 Mod. How's it going? Yeah, it's really stupid that they shoot the main gun at Informers away instead of the autocannon. I think in an ideal, I mean, it sort of makes sense. I think because it probably, given it's a coaxial, you're rarely gonna be at a range where both guns would hit like impact at the same range. But like at certain ranges, it's hard to display, of course. But let's say at the maximum range or something, or like within 175 meters of the maximum range, both guns can fire or something. But it's gonna be actually shouldn't be that technically that difficult to implement actually. So what you do, again, I have no clue about the realism aspect of this, right? But what you do is you essentially put in 2 additional guns, of course, in the file, so to speak, of this thing. One that has, let's say, 1400 to 1575 meter range, versus, let's say, versus ground only, right? That can fire independently of this gun, meaning that within that range, both guns are able to fire at the same time. And then you're gonna implement the coaxial that cannot fire at the same time at 0 to 1400 meter range, right? But of course, the issue with that is if you want that. How would you do this? That's probably a way, right? But if you want that they can only fire both at the same time if they both aim at a target within 1575 and 1400 meter range, then you'd also have to how do you do this? And you have to like split up the main gun as well, I think, because otherwise you could shoot at something at 1500 meter range with this and at full range with this still, which is not intended. Whatever, enough theory crafting. They do be quite the paper. Oh, look at this! It's got an extra road wheel. Still, this is still using the exact same chassis. Did they actually make the gun bigger? No, that's still the same model for the gun, still the same caliber. Lazy Eugen, lazy Eugen. Honestly, I don't care about it. All I care about is this humongous gun. Like, look at this. 120, 105. Oh, it always gets me. I mean, here I think it's hard to say. They definitely made the gun longer, but it also looks like they made it like bigger. So M60 is bigger than the others. Yeah, you meant the ERA, right? Not the Super M60. Right? That's the same caliber, by the way. Same caliber of gun. I don't even know how that happened. I mean, they clearly used this one as a base, right, for the ERA, because you can see other than like the camo and the ERA plates, it's exactly the same. But for some reason, I guess when they made the, oh, I have a, no, never mind. For a second, I thought maybe they just scaled up the gun, but in like all three dimensions. But no, they didn't, because you can see like the whatever this thing is called, right, is further at the back on the ERA. So I guess they modeled a new gun, but didn't like bother checking the in-game caliber, like how it looks at the end. I know this is not a European escalation import. I'm fairly certain this is a new model for Red Dragon. Maybe or maybe Alien Battle. I don't think it was a European escalation, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain which of the M60s were added, like were essentially new, and which ones were was it did they just slightly upscale the hull for the Super M60? Oh, I mean they also put some extra stuff on it, but you can see the tracks are also getting bigger. Unless of course the Super M60 actually had like a wider track profile, I suppose. So interestingly enough, all the M60s have like this shape, whatever this shape is supposed to be on the tracks, but the pattern has like you know these ovals, I guess, and so does the Super M60. It's, oh no, the M60A2s also have that. Yes, I'm bored. I'm sitting in queue. Okay. Or like the middle gun on the BMPT, yeah, and like the BMP3 as well, where you essentially turn off the main gun to have better anti-infantry DPS. I wish they gave him 63 and Super 60 more range for comparison with the M1 Abrams. Yeah, there's a whole lot of factors about when it comes to this. Maybe the base M1 should be just nerfed a tad bit. Honestly, Super M60 is kind of fine. It's got good armor, it's got good gun, good optics, good speed. Like many other decks would love to have this tank available. It's just as having this armor profile with medium optics, very good speed, 2 MGs, 9 RPM. It's just so strong in like really the meta of Wargame. I finally got. What did I got? Oh yeah, French armored. Oh, I got a private. What's? Oh, today we're gonna. Honestly, today we have really bad luck when it comes to ranked. Really bad luck. Okay. The cannon. Manpads are good. At least we have plenty of cover on this map, so mortars aren't. Lack of mortars aren't gonna be huge. Where do you want to push? Do we want to try mid push? Let's try mid push. Mid push also helps in case there's like a tank rush or something down the road, so we have immediately something there to stop that. I'm gonna try to get some reservists into the some chasseur into this town. Maybe even like Milan of once if it's not contested. At least it's ranked and not 10v10. Oof. Hello, Sun Clausewitz. How's it going? Get some recon. Alright, we have MX10 RCSB to like help with the early land grabs. Let's just get a double stack of Ronin 3s. Because they have Vist spam. Some 35 up there. Get another Mistral in here. Like an MX13. We don't need the MX13. Let's put it up there. A friend got me to play once and 10v10 tactical. Alright, I'm not even gonna read the rest of the message, but let me guess, you had a horrible experience. I almost died from cancer right in there. Yep, exactly. It's like, I don't even mind 10v10 tacticals. Like, there's of course some snobs out there, which is maybe like a bit unnecessarily hostile towards them. But some people who are, and of course they exist in like other ways when it comes to destruction versus conquest and 10v10 versus 1v1 or team game versus 1v1, yada yada yada. But some people of course are like really, you know, hardcore, oh my god, tactical or 10v10, and I sort of was like that as well, not to the extreme, but anyway, they really are like, oh, this is just, you know, horrible, how dare you, you know, not how dare you play like this, but it's just cancer, full in cancer. And I'm not like that, but once in 10v10 you can just fuck right off, okay? That's just, like, infantry combat is, let's say, okay, purely infantry-based combat is probably the most boring part of Wargame, right? When it gets interesting is when you involve vehicles and stuff. Right? Which is why force fights, even if they're very infantry based, I think are very interesting. But town fights are just ugh. So yeah, screw that. Oh my. That's some Scandi. Well, it's not mech. It's also not moto. Could be armored. Armored or unspec. I think, I guess it could be support. Reservists, I believe, are in support. And the M41 DK might also be in support. Roland shouldn't be that far back. What am I doing? That's like, what's that Cayuse thing? Right, a bell. Wait, is this no, it can't be unspec. What are those? What's the helicopter? Oh no, it's a Norwegian 6 HP one, isn't it? Oh, is it is it a Swedish one? Oh, it's a Swedish one? Which one is this? I never used this in Scandi. I still haven't identified it. Yeah, Centurions. IKV-91s, you don't see those very often. It is a Swedish one, okay. Would you like get in range, please? Corsica is amazing for that with its 12 RPM. So better than 10% Conquest. Honestly, I play 10v10 Conquest so rarely, I don't even know. Honestly, 10v10s to me are like
Besoin d'un coup d'œil, mon
peak,
colonel.
let's just screw around territory. Honestly, the worst part, I think, till this, after the wasted death time, let's call it what it is, on ships.
L'infanterie peut faire pour vous, mon colonel.
Oh god. Oh no, that's just an napalm plane, right? No, it's cluster.
Sur vos ordres, mon colonel.
Alright, didn't even do anything.
Quelque chose pour nous, mon colonel?
After the worst, the highest amount of wasted time, except and besides ships, has to be the 10v10 map they made. I don't remember what it was called,
Recours prêt.
but like in 2016 or something, they released, or 2015 even, I think it was 16, they released a new 10v10 map. Russian Roulette, I think it is what it was called. And for like 3 days, people played it every now and then. It honestly wasn't very fun. But then they didn't even like make new non-10v10 maps out of it, right? Which was the biggest shame. It's like just sitting there and played by nobody. Same with Gjörl, really, or whatever it's called in Red Dragon. Although that had like technical issues. I don't know if they ever fixed it. I think they did, because they at least made a new 4v4 map out of that. Which I think is probably played more than the 10v10 map they did. Which is a real shame. Because as far as I understand, actually making maps is, at least for a dragon, quite time intensive. But you know, if you already have one, you can just reuse it to make new maps out of it. That's gotta be like ideal, right? And then they unfortunately never did. Never did.
Venir à nous, les petits chars.
No, Asgard is actually played.
Quels sont vos ordres, mon colonel?
Asgard is like when it comes to proper 10v10 maps, of which I think there are 3 in Red Dragon. Asgard is actually played. There's still Gjörl,
Missile en position.
which is
tir,
just
mon
not
colonel.
played. And of course, you know, 10v10 tacticals on non-10v10 maps.
Toujours au fantassin et son fusil.
And then you have proper 10v10s on like straight to the point and shit.
Qu'est-ce que l'infanterie peut faire?
Which is a horrible map, but at least, you know, it seems to be, you know, fun enough for 10v10s. Russian Roulette, nobody plays.
Quelque chose?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they did repurpose bigger maps for 1v1 maps and such, right? This is hell in a very small place. Got made out of Another D-Day in Paradise. Paddy Field got made out of Paddy Field. Mudfight out of, I think it's called Floods, right? They have done this before, fortunately. Unfortunately, they didn't, you know, do it for, let's say, well, they didn't do it
On a des problèmes.
more often, besides what they already did. And Bob sniping taken to another. Retract really. Bob sniping taken to another level. But yeah, unfortunately, they didn't do it for other maps or more often.
Vous avez repéré quelque chose?
I think there was some stuff trying to sneak through there.
Besoin qu'on explore
Also, I should
ça, mon
probably
colonel.
do something about all this shit here.
Besoin d'un coup d'œil, mon colonel. Qu'est-ce que l'infanterie peut faire pour vous, mon colonel?
Oh, they're not an attack move. They would have swatted me. Oh, they only have 4 optics actually. I never realized that. And I just got called in and yeah, I didn't put him on attack move or anything. Oh, he's playing armored?
L'éclaireur est un éclaireur mort.
Too bad for the guy. Oh no, I'm actually a sitting duck. It's going to do a good amount of damage. Oh, and I'm fast enough.
On avance ses coordonnées.
The Claire also is pretty good off speed, of course. Oh, back 40. It's the 40.1.
Un bon éclaireur est un éclaireur
Fitting.
mort.
When it comes to its name.
Envoyé.
What happened to those 103Cs? Don't tell me I killed them with MX-13. They gotta be like reversed or something. Where are they? Where did they go? How did they die?
Équipe anti-char opérationnelle.
How did
mon
those...
colonel.
Where did they go? Oh no, don't tell me I... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I mean I always feel bad when
À
I.
votre service. C'est pourquoi cette fois? Quels sont vos ordres, mon colonel?
I play with myself, all pants intended. Hell yeah, brother. Smoke in the water. Yeah, the weird volcano map is smoke in the water. It looks amazing, but it plays like shit.
Où voulez-vous qu'on livre?
Smoke in the water, it looks so cool. But it just plays. It would honestly be, even like including the whole ship part, would probably be fine if the big island in the center had some ground spawns that you couldn't start in. And you could deploy, but then you'd have like capture the ground spawns. But the fact that the only way to get ground units onto the island. Oh god, my upload speed is dying. I think I'm back, right? I think I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Yeah, the only way to get ground units onto the central island is to either start with them on there or to get like ships, transport ships, and just if you can manage to cut off the enemy ship reinforcements, it's game over, right? It's just not fun. Yeah, I dropped a few frames here, but OBS tells me we're good again. To be precise, apparently I dropped 470 frames, which is 0.2%. There you go. I see he has learned the way of the healer rush, just using the wrong healers. Guy. Not really fun for either of us, but I feel like if I intentionally play bad, it's kind of disrespectful as well. And I don't even. I don't know if he'd learn much because it's hard for me to play badly, I'll be honest. I did kill those 103Cs. Did. Oh, no, that's a Claire. Wait, what? Where did the other 103C go? There were two on the left. Oh, no. Oh, I did kill them. Oh, no. Oh, it's so sad. Snakepit and Crossroads are very pog. I 100% agree with you. And sneak peek, if it is ever gonna happen. By the way, let me know if you what armor deck you wanna see next. What I considered doing, and I might still do, is I wanna do a tournament. Wait, what? I want to press launch. I wanna do a tournament, a 1 versus 1 tournament. But here's the rules. You play on maps that are generally not played on for 1 versus 1 because they're too big, but the rules are actually pretty simple and it's fairly easy to like enforce them, slash it's pretty easy to understand them. Certain zones are just essentially illegal to cap. Right? So in this case, let's say Charlie and Kilo are allowed spawns in both Julian and golf are not allowed, meaning you don't start with any units there, and you're not allowed to cap them. Let's say Foxtrot and Lima and Alpha and India are the same, meaning the actual playable zones are restricted to this, excluding Lima on the top left, making it much more suitable for 1v1s. Just like other maps, you still have a lot of dead area around that you can utilize, or not utilize, depending on how you view it. But I think this could be interesting. Hey, you typed East Germany twice. I saw that. That's illegal. So that is an idea that I've had, that I've not really told anyone yet. It's not really special or anything, but I'm just still not certain if or when I'm actually gonna pull the trigger on potentially doing this tournament. And with other maps as well. So I think that could be fun. And while it does, require a special set of rules, they're pretty easy to follow, I think. Just put a picture on which zones are allowed and which aren't, right? And then, you have pretty quick guide on each map, and you don't have to run a mod, blah, blah, blah. Map has weird line of sight. Yes, but honestly, I think part of that is just the color palette they use, right? There's like a few color palettes, right? There's this one, there's similar one but brighter, and then there's like this dark one, right? That on Snake Pit, that you also see on Tough Jungle. I think they changed it to a 4v4 map, like. Am I blind? There it is. I think it has to do more with like the not color palette they use, right? Which is like so dark and everything's just green on gray, whereas the others are like brighter and have a bit more color. Combined with elevation, you have not so much elevation here, I think, which makes it easier. But for example, in these areas, it's still very fuckery, right? So I think that's the main issue with Snake Pit and Crossroad, where the line of sight is a bit eh. Anyway, alright, East Germany, sure. I know you wrote it 3 times, which is illegal, but others have also written it. You sat through 2 unskippable ads to watch this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate the support. But there should be no like ads. I think during the stream, right? I mean, I think I could run them, but I don't want to. What is the East German? What is East? It's just, I think it's like RDA. East Germany Armored is fun. It is RDA, yes. You should play Blue Dragons Armored. So East Germany first, and then maybe we'll do Blue Dragons. Alright. We should put in a tank CV. East Germany also has a really nice availability boost. I think, right? Oh, not quite. They have like 25% or something. Or 20%. Not like that. That's honestly why Czech is probably a stronger national leg, simply because all their 2 per card units are 3 per card, which of course includes ASFs. Imagine if this was 3 per card, it would actually be quite nice. I think if they got a 30% availability boost, they might be a serious contender to like a Eastern Bloc. Generally speaking, availability boost not that crazy useful compared to unit, selection. But I think in this case, it might be. Not when it comes to armor, but unspec art, you get a lot more LSTR. You get 10 LSTR, well, instead of 9, which isn't a huge difference. But you get 3 of these, 3 of those, 3 seed planes downwetted, right? I think that would be serious, because Motschützen are Motschützen, right? They're still paw. Good. Okay, we want man pets, and we want... Which ones do we want? Do we want cheap spam? I do like me some cheap 80 gem spam. And then we just probably run this. We don't get any reserves or anything like that. Maybe we should run a card of them in the 5-pointer. But I don't want to. Keep in mind this is the Igla 1, which is a worse version of the base Igla, losing 5%. Sorry, 15% accuracy, which is actually kind of crazy. Because I'm fairly certain it costs the same. Yeah, it's actually kind of fucked, not gonna lie. 10 points would probably be too cheap, right? Let's see, 10 points you get the red eye. I don't. Yeah, it probably would be too cheap. And now I gotta find the deck again. Oh shit. Do you think availability bonus would be better rounded up? Well, availability bonus does round up as soon as the potential amount of units would be 0.5, right? Uh, or at least 0.6, right? So if in case of 30%, you would gain technically 2.6 planes, which would be rounded up to 3. Now, should let's hypothetically a 2.1 amount of units be rounded up to 3? No, I don't think so, because that would make like any availability bonus crazy good and too good. Then you get 3 longbows, for example. This is fun to have and armored, of course. We do get a good mortar. I do like Metator. Sort of Tunguska as well. Not sure if we really need much more. We have manpads, plenty of them. They're not amazing, but they're still like good. You know what would be cool? Since you know the whole shtick about East Germany, or one of the main shtick is really that, well, they have no regular infantry, but what would be their regular infantry are essentially shock, and they're comparatively cheap, right? Mainly due to their loadout, because if they had better AT, they'd be broken at 15 and 20 points. Would be cool if, you know, these squads and like the ATGM squads would also be shock. That would be interesting. At least in the sense of the Igla one, it would help with their poor accuracy. Alright, T72 S's are cool. R1 card of you as well. You're good. T72. U55A is fun as well. Fortunately, all we get is a Grenzer, which isn't a very good recon, mainly because both them and the West German BGS, the counterpart, they have only good stealth and very good, which is honestly quite a detriment. They're kind of nice. M104P is okay. Big 29 is good. Big 25 is good. Seaplane is good. Lazur is good. Any plane is acceptable. And we have 2 more activation points. This is just... AMP BBS are fun to 7th ATGM. You know, since we have the activation points, sure, let's run them. I'm not a huge fan, but... Let me check. I think the Bastion is pretty fast, right? Yeah, it's pretty fast. U34 is fine. Just wonder if it would make single nation decks better. Weaker single nation decks. Well, at some points, even like a 200% availability bonus isn't gonna magically make North Korea or Canada or something top tier all of a sudden. It's really for like these kind of nations, like, you know, these mid-tier nations where having a 30% versus a 25% availability bonus would make a significant difference. Suddenly having you, because a lot of like unicorns and such are 2 per card, or strong units are 2 per card, right? Your Leclerc would be 3 per card again, which used to be 3 per card base, which was 4 in France national, right? You could get 3 LRMs or 3 Cesars potentially, 3 up with the Tigers, which admittedly isn't crazy good. 3 elite RDIs, 3 Jaguars per card, 3 F1CTs. No, most notably planes and super heavies, of course, are impacted by this. So this is where you'd really notice it. Again, on like even like 200% availability bonus, besides cheese tactics of, let's say, starting with like 5 T90s or something, not gonna be very impactful. In my eyes, at least. Or like, I don't know, starting with 5 F111Cs, shit like that, right? Then, of course, yes, it would make a difference. But in, let's say, quote-unquote serious play, yeah. Would you have a Moderna's injector given that you get 3 per card up by that? Maybe. It might be worth it. You still get like T72 S's, which are quite good. But you still get nothing but... Maybe not. Because Moderna is unique in a sense that, while it would benefit a lot from the upward because it has comparatively pretty poor accuracy and only 8 RPM to make the not so great accuracy even worse. With the autogun, of course, it is quite versatile. You bring your own fire support to an extent, meaning that not only do you buy a super heavy tank with it, you buy like its own additional support for it as well. So that it's also a lot more easier to buy one, even for like say a quote unquote side, like a weak flank or something like that. What was the point in nerfing the F-111C? Making it an actual good plane. Because before it was honestly just a meme. No survivability, glass cannon. It wasn't bad, but no, don't get me wrong. But one per card glass cannon, yes, it would be fun and all, but in a practical sense, not so great, honestly. Ideally, honestly, that would be cool if there were a few units, and that of course would be ideal with like a loadout selection. But if there were a few units where you would have to make an either or choice, right? To attack the F-111C, that's 2 per card, 30% ECM, 4 bombs, or the one that is 1 per card, 10% ECM and 8 bombs. And I wouldn't want to have too many of these choices, because otherwise you're gonna be like restricting a lot of units as well, if you start handing out these things, I suppose. Here's the thing, you can actually go for town fights, because much is not good. But I do want to rush Fedor. I do this so rarely these days. I used to do that a lot. Not rush, but fight for Fedor. I do it so rarely these days. I want to do that again. It's fun. For 5 points, the 80 gem is definitely worth it, of course. Let's get a Tor. Get a bunch of mad pads. Order. Bunch of reconnaissance. Just get one of you on there. Might as well. Mordschützen. For the left. Alright, let's go. Let's hope we don't get healer rushed. You just go there for now.
Ihre Befehle, Kommandant. Verstanden. Marschieren wir ab. Over. Raketenfeuer bereit, Kommandant.
Oh, SK60B, it used to be crazy. It used to be honestly pretty busted. Hitting top armor, 100% accuracy. It wasn't just the accuracy that they removed, it also doesn't hit front armor anymore. Even if it hits, sorry, top armor. Even if it hits, it will now hit front armor, so they double nerfed it. Now Ansec is only playable. What? What do you mean now Ansec is only playable within Commonwealth? The nerf didn't, that F-111 change didn't make it weaker. Unless you're just memeing around. Keep in mind, that thing was 1 per card, right? You didn't get 2 of those. Okay, that's oh, this is Chaparral. I thought it was another Abrams behind. Gotta be careful, there might be like a Nighthawk coming. Get an ASF. Move these beam if he wants to there to help out.
Gibt es was für uns, Kommandant? Sie haben uns entdeckt. Waffen geladen und feuerbereit. Verstehe Sie klar und deutlich. Braucht jemand einen Schutzengel? Wir haben Feindkontakt!
Cobra got hit.
Wir warten
Oh, I did actually lose the.
und dann
Okay, good.
Wo sollen wir hin?
There's the Abrams.
Zug ist in Formation und einsatzbereit. Ja, Kommandant.
That's honestly so busted.
Möge Gott meinen Feinden gnädig sein, denn ich bin. Meinen Sie mich?
I lost my recon healer. Oh, talking about anti-violence in general. I think it's fine.
Doch nur auf den Infanteristen und sein Gewehr an.
Of course, if you it's kind of like how you kind of view the game. Some people are really unhappy with how Eugen viewed the whole like coalition thing and my donations, and essentially, how do I put this? That some nations practically are just there to make a coalition stronger or like help other nations out, which ANZAC basically is. ANZAC is essentially a support nation, if you will. I have no problem with that. I understand it, why and if other people don't like that.
Nutzen Sie es einfach aus.
But I don't think they could have done much more.
Gleich unser Leben aufs Spiel setzen werden. Nutzen Sie es einfach aus. Hat jemand ein Taxi gerufen?
There's Marines in there, that's of course not good.
Wir haben Feindkontakt! Bauen dort eine neue Flugabwehrstellung auf.
Oh shit! Drive, drive, drive!
Warum muss immer ich ran?
How did you get there? What the heck?
Panzerabwehrrakete geladen.
Oh, that's it.
Abwehrbereit.
I got so lucky, what the heck? It missed twice! It missed twice!
Rücken zu dieser Position
Fucking
vor.
Prowler with Evac Winchester. I'm so lucky. Bam.
Am Ende kommt es doch nur auf den Infanteristen und sein Gewehr an. Warum muss immer ich ran?
Drive 2011 with Ryan Gosling.
Was für mich? Nutzen Sie es einfach aus. Wie lautet
Oh yeah, the whole
Ihre
US
Kommandant?
and LAV transport thing. Oh god. Getting like
Befehle, Kommandant.
PTSD flashbacks when I start hearing that.
Führen Sie mich, folgen Sie mir oder gehen Sie aus dem Weg.
I was definitely slow with trying to like
Ihre Befehle, Kommandant.
build this town, and when luckily these fake odds are hitting good. They're hitting well. Delta Force. Thankfully I got 4 freaking HE on my tanks.
Das ist nicht mein Krieg.
This plane coming in. Oh, it's the ATGM area. Whoa.
Geladen und feuerbereit.
We've seen the rocket bot area as well. Tomcat? Wait, am I playing against Marines? I think I'm playing against Marines. Wait, am I playing against Firestarter? No.
Speer bereit, Kommandant.
Razzmann removed the UH-1E then. Same thing with the LAVs, they would make Marines OP. Look, I'm that was before my time, okay? No, don't shoot! That was before my time.
Nutzen Sie es einfach aus.
Got like a thingy here. God, I'm so slow with my supply.
Schon Feindhubschrauber gesichtet? Am Ende kommt es doch nur auf den Infanteristen und sein Gewehr an.
I'm talking to yours. I mean, I mean,
Hat jemand ein
Ja,
Taxi gerufen?
I don't care what Amber T says. For a variety of reasons.
Infanterie für Sie tun, Kommandant. Sind Sie sicher, dass es da draußen
One game that should be closer to the Steel Division. Well, given that I am very open about,
Sie an Bord?
well, I'm not implying that you should be aware, but if you weren't, now you are. Pretty open when it comes to very much disliking the gameplay design decisions that Eugen has made when it comes to Steel Division, which it being the main reason why I don't like the game. Yeah, I don't really care too much about the scenario, although I do prefer Cold War or even semi-modern scenarios.
Ich bin ganz Ohr.
Take a guess what I think about making it closer to Steel Division.
Hat jemand ein Taxi gerufen?
There's more in there. Sure, let's get some of these for the ATGM over there.
Dieser Heckrotor muss überprüft werden.
I don't think you had Delta Force before the patch. It always had Delta Force. Oh, used for Delta Force. No, actually, I think they made Delta Force worse.
Späher bereit, Kommandant.
Because before they were pretty cheap, like town fighting units. Now they're more expensive while still being,
Braucht jemand einen Schutzengel?
while still having the same ground fighting capabilities.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant?
Versus infantry. Delta Force with Car 1584 and Stinger. Look, there's a lot that you could do with US, of course. A lot of it being realistic.
Einsatz.
A lot of people playing like that are fans of US for for a variety of reasons aren't happy with what Eugen has done to US in terms of the design decisions.
Ohne uns.
I think purely gameplay reasons, not historical or anything like that.
Wir erkunden das Gebiet.
They're actually more than fine, quite good, and unique-ish enough. Oh, we won. But I would not like to see such a unit for Legion for them, like with 84 and Stinger and
Und dann
essentially an SAS LSTR knockoff thing. Well, not knockoff, but you get the idea. This time I did bait you.
schon Feindhubschrauber
No.
Haben Sie was für mich?
Base Marines 20 points. Honestly, it probably could work. Would be good, sure.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant?
But I don't think stuff like giving them javelins, putting small on Rifleman 90, blah blah blah. I don't giving them TOW 2 or ITOW infantry even. I don't think would be a good idea balance wise, and I wouldn't like from just a pure decision flavor, gameplay flavor wise.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant?
Oh, I just realized that we don't even have to watch out for fucking Nighthawk because the anti-ground planes in US Marines are not so great.
Wo sollen wir hin, Kommandant?
Why did you not fire position there, even after you clearly were in range? Could have made US airborne more viable as well. Should have added US airborne as shot.
Befehle, Kommandant.
See, could have. I don't agree. Could have, I suppose.
Wir ab. Over.
I think US is fine. I think the only thing that I would like. Oh shit! How did you get through? Damn, we went past these like T-55s and stuff I had. I guess I wasn't close enough to the side of the map. I think the only thing where I would be like, yeah, that's back. Buff the Marines a bit. I don't know. Turns like make the F-15 Deagle, give them like turn it into an F-18 equivalent, so Red like Marines has access to it or something. or turn the F-16 Block 52 into like a F-18 equivalent instead or something, so Marines get a proper SF. That? Sure. But yeah, some of these things I just honestly, I don't agree with, but like, just for my own selfish reasons, gameplay-wise. I don't think they need new units, especially new infantry. I think the infantry tab is very flavorful. Still, despite everything, quite strong. Especially when you combine it with the tanks they have access to. Move this Tor up, because there's the LAV sneaking around.
Am Ende kommt es doch nur auf den Infanteristen und sein Gewehr an.
Speaking of it, come on! Shit! Damn, that LAV dude. Though.
Das Transportkorps ist bereit, all ihre Wünsche zu erfüllen.
US Marines and Humvee easy, yeah, sure. I have no problem in giving them the LAV back, honestly.
Was wollen Sie denn diesmal?
Alright, I gotta be careful here. That's the main issue with this push. You're so close to the air spawn. That can really come back to bite you in the ass.
Sie denn diesmal? Was geht's, Kommandant? Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant?
Maybe I should run like a Tunguska because the gun will just shred shit. Still gotta deal with this LAV, unfortunately.
Jawohl, Kommandant.
Your countries get difficult of shock for one regiment in the military. Looking at Tulip Garden and US should have shock rangers or airborne. See, that's the other thing.
Zu Ihren Diensten, Kommandant.
The reason for that is not because smaller nations, like Denmark or something, they get like unique exceptions or shit like that, because otherwise their whole fucking deck would be empty, right?
Zu Ihren Diensten, Kommandant.
Of course, if you gave US the same treatment as like North Korea, as Yugoslavia, etc., they'd be like full with OP as fuck prototypes. Of course.
Doch nur auf den Infanteristen und sein Gewehr an.
But that's just,
Ersatzteile?
if you just want to have US the best and everything, then yes, okay, you know, do that, I guess. But to me, that's not a good way to design the game. People's main grab is that superpowers don't feel like superpowers, and again, I disagree with that. I think both USSR and US do feel like superpowers. They have some very strong, powerful tools. They have stuff like Smerge, Eurogun, 27M, 25T, A10, Nighthawk, Raven, M1A2, Atacams, Longbow. To me, they do feel like superpowers. If with feeling like superpowers you mean they should be the strongest decks in the game, okay, then maybe they don't. Although they are definitely top tier, both of them. But I don't think that would be a good way to design a game. And when it comes to purely nation on nation, I would say they are the two strongest nations. It's just that some stuff, for example, like the much higher availability of tanks that are available and stuff like that, of course is very, very hard to, or like let's say, basically impossible to properly model, because you can't just say, oh, the M1A2 is gonna be like 100 points cheaper because the US had so many tanks, right? That would of course not be so great. Definitely need some more stuff here. And that's a dead Raven.
Feuerbereit, Kommandant.
And I have no mortar anymore.
Feuerbereit, Kommandant.
I think what in reality when people say they don't feel like superpowers, what most of the time they actually mean is they should have to exaggerate a bit, right? And be needlessly reductive, right? They should have my favorite OP toy, like the Comanche, like the F-22. That's, in my eyes, is what they actually mean when they say that phrase.
Ja, Kommandant.
Not always, of course, and again, I'm like needlessly reductive here.
Ohne uns wären sie blind. Alles, was durch die Luft fliegt, wird von uns erledigt.
I lost my ASF. I want to keep moving with this, in case it gets line of sight on my Tunguska, so by keeping moving, I hope that I can like break it in a sense. I did not lose my ASF, what am I talking about? So I should start capping this as well.
Hier, Kommandant.
Who are you? Oh! Okay, this is very dangerous and don't do this. But I was like, the Marines have so little HP.
Nutzen Sie es einfach aus.
Ah, shit. Oh well. That was not a good trade.
Warten auf Ihre Befehle, Kommandant. Haben Sie was entdeckt? Ich bin ganz ohr.
You should give all F-35A with a bunch of loadouts. Recon Abrams, 50-point range truck, LVD. I mean, yeah, there's this, again, so much stuff that you could do with US. Now, what you could do, Jesus Christ, talking is difficult, what you could do, and I think would be cool, if you split up US into two different decks, right? Let's say you have US ground forces and US Marines as a separate actual deck, right? And then give US Marines like all the toys, necessary, because right now US Marines is, if we were to assume it's like a fully fleshed out deck, it's a bit bland, right? But that could be cool, right? That I would be like, yeah, okay, sure. No, not just true, I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, give me that. Would be really cool. To have like a few unique decks, which of course would be, generally I'm a fan of consistency and would be inconsistent with the rest of the deck building, of course. But that would be cool. Isn't the division system important with the building steps? To an extent, sure. But I feel like just make it for like unique decks or something. Or alternatively,
Der Feind ist in Reichweite. Wir aber auch.
make like a few selected units like spec only. Meaning that you can't take them in unspec decks. There's a variety of ways you could do things.
Was kann die Infanterie für Sie tun, Kommandant? Jawohl, Kommandant.
Honestly, I kind of want to. Oh my god! I kind of want to tell the guy to, why don't you just watch that one on YouTube? But
Am Ende kommt es doch nur auf den Infanteristen an.
But honestly, I just don't feel comfortable like plugging my own channel to someone like winning versus someone and they'd be like, hey, watch my YouTube channel by the way. Okay.
Hat jemand ein Taxi gerufen?
Okay, this guy's no, let him know he's a new guy, man. Let him have his moment. Oh shit! Dude, I'm getting cheesed here.
Checkliste überprüfen. Einsatzbereit.
What's he shooting at? My 5-pointers? Ah, and that caused him to be like panicked and shit.
Befehle, Kommandant.
Oh, they both hit! Come on, Ikla, 30%. Oh, let's go! I mean, it didn't hit, but like... You have side... Lazur!
Der Hauptmann und seine Crew müssen Sie an Bord.
No, Stealth 17 is fine. Stop giving that guy shit, man. Come on. Yes!
Spucken Sie es einfach aus.
Probably like in their infantry, recon infantry or something. But I still have only like one T-72S here.
Seid Sie nicht?
It's a loss here too. It's okay if you don't. It's not. It's. I mean, sure. I mean, care about ranked is. You know, if you don't want to try hard, it's more like it. But it's not about like actually tryharding. It's about like learning basics and shit. At that, yeah, Navy SEALs.
Wollen Sie das Fernglas raus? Stumm.
Don't see those too often these days.
Ja, Kommandant.
Get some anti-gem spam in there. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Munition, Treibstoff, Ersatzteile, alles was Sie wünschen. Bereit fürs Verlegen, Kommandant. Wo sollen wir hin, Kommandant?
There's a difference between caring about ranked and like actually understanding how the games and stuff, the game and stuff works.
Kommandant?
Yeah, you just get into the town there. Only one Hornet left to worry about. Oh, I'm down to my last CV, huh? Ooh, spicy. I'll like smoke a bit here at least. Realizing I'm running Wargame for 10 years.
Langsam gefährlich.
Hey, is there a seat?
Langsam gefährlich.
There is. Oh shit, that's a lot of stuff there. Move these T-55s in there.
Zug ist in Formation und einsatzbereit. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant?
An HC Abrams over there. No, stop. Come on, Ekla, you can do it.
Ja, Kommandant.
If you can't do it, no one can.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant?
Oh shit, I got wrecked. Wasn't there an Abrams as well? Maybe that's what happened. Yeah, there is. In that case, that's why I don't push that side.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Haben Sie was?
Also, what doesn't help is me talking and doing other stuff for so long.
Warum muss immer ich ran?
That surely doesn't help.
Wir kümmern uns Sie. Festhalten, wir fliegen rein. Ihre Befehle, Kommandant.
Did I buy artillery? I did! Why did nobody tell me?
Bereit zum Panzersprengen, Kommandant. Sie haben uns entdeckt.
I want to ask mainly for the personality since I have no interest in ranked after getting to second lieutenant, but constantly getting cheese arena rush. You're smart, Raz. We knew you'd figure it out. Bold. It's very bold of you to assume I'm smart. There should be enough evidence to prove the opposite. Oh shit! It actually wrecked me. Well, we traded. That's okay.
Panzerjägertrupp einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
Did I buy a new tank? I think I did. Yeah, I did.
Dieser Heckrotor muss überprüft werden.
I should not be like losing this. I'm not quite losing it yet, but not really looking that great, all things considered. Yeah, exactly. Feeder being so close makes it actually not that easy. I mean, I just really screwed up on like reinforcing with infantry as well. Honestly, turn you off, maybe. Ah, shit. Sometimes you can like actually be like quite a stealthy boy, but like keeping your infantry at the far edge, turning a main gun up, and then sometimes the opponent doesn't notice that there's stuff in there.
Sollen wir wen mitnehmen?
Alright, I think it's time to abandon this. Like this thing and fully focus on trying to get in here.
Bereit zum Zuschlag, Kommandant. Herr Hauptmann und seine Crew begrüßen Sie an Bord.
Well, again, I could also try something making something here
Mann
work.
gegen Maschine, das ist die moderne Version von David gegen Goliath.
We have a bomber. Oh, dude, one is alive.
Was für uns, Kommandant?
Where's the Recon at? It just spawned. There it is. 40 Motrits. That's my Recon, baby.
Aber auch.
Oh shit! Oh no, okay, that's just a rocket pod variant.
Haben Sie was?
Keep be careful.
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
I didn't turn you off!
Einsatzbereit.
I got lucky.
Jawohl, Kommandant.
I lost my 124p here. I guess there's stingers.
Gesichtet. Visiere an.
Is this just empty?
Haben Sie was entdeckt?
it's just an LVTP, okay.
Brauchen Sie zusätzliche Feuerkraft? Wir warten auf ein vorbeifliegendes Ziel. Und
Would also Delta Force, that's not good. That's a Humvee CV right there.
Spucken Sie es einfach aus. Das ist nicht mein Krieg.
Seahawk, you don't see that very often. Haha, get it? You don't see that Seahawk very often? Huh? Huh? There's the CV.
Es kommt sehr wohl auf die Größe an. Spucken Sie es einfach aus. Warum muss immer ich ran?
Unfortunately, on his 6 HP.
Checkliste überprüfen. Einsatzbereit. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Es ist langsam gefährlich.
It's a Humvee CV.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? AE geladen. Feuerbereit. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle,
It's not
Kommandant?
by the hand actually. Get this thing.
Braucht jemand einen Futter? Oh, ich hasse das Marschieren. Meinen Sie mich?
Did I kill the CV over here? Well, we're winning.
Alles, was
And oh my god, this Prowler? There you go, finally. Poor Prowler. I lost my T-72S here.
Ihre Befehle, Kommandant.
Get a hind. You stay in there.
Für ein kleines Tänzchen. Abfahren. Verstehe Sie klar und deutlich.
Ah!
Meinen Sie mich? Herr Hauptmann und seine Crew begrüßen Sie an Bord.
Those small should not be alive. Yep.
Bedeckt. Speer bereit, Kommandant.
That was so much tougher than it should have been. Look at this. Yes, son, it's me. I want to get marked by the grocery stores full of sweat stars. I'm the only one who survived. Now I'm spotting CVs in the enemy spawn. Send artillery to the following coordinates. Alright, this is not a match you should watch to like learn from. Actually, let's put it this way: learn what not to do is a good way to of what you should do here. God, what a horrible match. All right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll do more over next time. Blue Dragons, I think, was requested. I missed a lot of the chat there during the latter part, during the match, especially when it comes to like discussing like design decisions and whatnot. Yeah, but you know, TLDR, I don't care too much about like how strong they are compared to how strong they are in real life, especially when it comes to coalitions versus USA, USSR versus the coalitions and like Israel. I feel like they should be on par roughly, in terms of balance. And they should have their own flavor. Like, if you gave US everything they had IRL, they would be like top tier from Moto to Marines to Airborne to Mech to Armored, right? And that's not fun. Anyway, hope you still enjoyed it. General decks are okay for multiplayer? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Everyone keeps talking about Mech, but general decks are very strong, yes. This, Mech is arguably the strongest deck in the game, specifically like Entente Mech, Blue Mech, Red Mech. But when it comes to almost any other coalition, Unspec is almost just as strong, and more often than not stronger. With general, you mean Unspec. Unspec meaning like no specialization, right? So yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.